Good morning. This is Secret Scuffed coming at you live with, I think it's called Apollo Justice, Spirit of Justice. I'm not sure if it's Apollo Justice or if it's Ace Attorney. I'm about to find out when we go to the menu for the first time. Oh, let's scroll right over. Here we are, last one. What's that last page? Ah, museum. Gotcha. Well, here we are. Last game. We're not going to start quite yet, actually, are we? Oh, we are. Did I intend to do that? I don't know if I intended to do that. Is it going to throw me right in? It might. The other ones did. Okay, it is. Okay, we're going to talk over it then.
Western edge of the Far East.
Maybe? Maybe? Are we talking over it? I think I am. I want...
It's a peaceful country of
Nope, no, we're not talking over it. I'll just shut up.
the kingdom of Kurain.
Thought that was a village. Is that Maya?
But now, the flames of revolution are threatening to consume it whole.
Oh. Different country, perhaps.
But things like revolt and revolution
Well, yeah, they don't come easily.
were the furthest things from my mind when I first arrived in this land.
Alright. Not really talk... I suppose it's not hard for me to, like, give interjections. It's just hard for me to talk over it completely. Well, that being said, I was coming into this thinking that maybe it'll be like a final hurrah for, like, celebrating the original trilogies. And I know that Phoenix is the main protagonist of this. But seems like it's not going to be quite that. Can't expect any recurring characters other than Maya and Edgeworth, I think. Oh. Here in Kurain, death is not the end. Even after death, the souls live on in the Twilight Realm. And priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead. Fear not death. In the name of the Holy Mother. Fear only the impurities of your soul. Yes, there's our first murder. Don't show me who did it, please. Oh, they're showing me who did it. I can't believe it. This blight on my soul. I'll have the child take the blame. Oh, they're even telling me how he plans to do it. Oh, it is like the first game. Alright, well, I'm not going to narrate over, or not, I'm not going to narrate, I'm not going to commentate over a dark screen. I have some, talking I want to do about this game before I actually start playing it. I assume this is the child who takes the blame. Whew, nope, don't bother reading it. What am I doing? I need to talk, not read. I know I want to do that, but talk first. So, clearly, this is going to be a bit different than what I expected. What did I know about this game before going into it? I know the faces on the cover. I know that it was on 3DS because I had it, but I never played it for some reason. And I know it came out in 2016. So, I'm expecting with this one to see a similar level of, like, technical quality, visual quality, as the prior game. I'm hoping that they bring back my ability to investigate every room and not just the 3D ones. That would be nice. Clearly, I don't need to worry about them having an overarching story that only affects the first and last chapters as much, because the entire thing takes place in this new country, so everything will be somewhat connected, I assume. And like I said, I do not think we're going to be seeing any cast from the original game other than Edgeworth and Maya, and maybe, just maybe Mia. Oh, also Pearls. And with that being said, I'm not going to get my hopes down, okay, but I wonder if they're going to leave the whole Apollo Trucy plotline, like, just in the dust. They're abandoning it. Because I don't see how they could work that in here, and it was unresolved before. And I know the only game after this is Chronicles, which is completely separate in its own thing. So, with that being said, those are my initial thoughts about this game. We're going through this entire first chapter tonight, and if I can't do it, which would only happen if I started becoming violently ill, like in the last stream, I will think of some sort of punishment that will happen probably in the next Ace Attorney stream. Who knows when that is? Hopefully tomorrow. But let's get into this. Like, we gotta remember voices. I did not do any vocal warm-ups really, so let's see what I can remember. Woo, finally here. So, this is the Kingdom of Khura'in, huh? What a long trip. I wonder how many hours I was in the air. But just look at this place. Oh, is Phoenix becoming a tourist? Get a load of this street. It really feels like I'm in another world here. And that gorgeous temple. I read that's the center of town. Wow, an ox right in the middle of the street. I have to get a picture of that. Oh, come on. Really, Phoenix? I mean, you can take the pictures, but don't go further than that, yay? Maybe turn the flash off. Excuse me, sir. I wonder what kind of bird that is. I've never seen anything like it. Turn the flash off, Phoenix. Also, you're probably about to get mugged, or pickpocketed. Oh, I missed a line. That's quite a crest it has on its head. Excuse me, sir. What? Oh, yes? Pardon me, but are you Mr. Wright? Yes, that's right. Oops, hope he hasn't been trying to get my attention all this time. Wait a minute, are you... That's right, I'll be Urguide, at your service. Oh, I was trying... So I stumbled on the pronunciation because I was trying to figure out what the pun was in real time. I'll be your guide. Gotcha. I'm a monk in training at Temple. Oh. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm in a much more jovial mood, in case you haven't figured that out yet, because I'm not ill anymore, or as much as I was before. I'm a monk in training at Temple, and I'll be your guide around town. It's very nice to meet you. Happy... Ooh, what pun is this going to be? Happy Raki. I don't know if that is what that's supposed to be. Happy what now? Happy Raki. It's how we greet people here in Khura'in. It's like hello, or how do you do? It's a pretty handy expression to know. Okay, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Happy Raki. My name is Phoenix Wright, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back home anyway. Right now I'm just a traveler, a stranger in a strange land. Then why are you wearing your attorney's badge? Does it work in foreign countries? Welcome to our country. Welcome to the Kingdom of Khura'in, land of spirit mediums and mystery. This is for you, to celebrate your arrival. Speaking of mystery, what is this mysterious green lump exactly? Allow me to explain. Allow me to explain. Sorry, I've had Persona on the mind recently. This is a famous Khura'inese sweet bun. It's called Magatamon, or Soul Bun. It's shaped like a Magatama. It's so yummy it'll send your soul right into the Twilight Realm. That doesn't exactly make me eager to try it. Thanks. I think I'll indulge later. Ooh, new thought. No, we're not doing theories quite yet, 'cause we're not into any murder. But I don't think Mia is going to show up. Because in the third game, it seems like she finished all her unfinished business. And even though it seems like she's going to be in the Twilight Realm, like that's where she would implied to be, I don't really see a reason for her to come back. From a narrative standpoint, that is. Unless so little time has passed that Pearls would still not be capable as an assistant. Or at least not fully capable. I suppose she could get saved by Mia. Or rather, Phoenix could get saved by Mia. But I really don't think that would be great. Unless they decide... well... I was going to say unless they decided to double down onto Spirit Medium Mystery, but that's obviously what they're going to do, isn't it? Alright, well, let's see. Thanks. I think I'll indulge later. That will be 20 damas. Thank you for your patronage. I have to pay? I always have plenty of those on hand, so just let me know if you ever want any more. Hey, you know, I said I stumbled on my words earlier and said he was going to get mugged, and I corrected him getting pickpocketed. But I forgot the third option, getting scammed. We love that, don't we? Personally, I have avoided having that happen to me so far. Cannot say the same for, I believe it was my mother. Forget where she went, but she ended up giving into a scam for like a wooden bowl just to get the person to leave her alone, which, you know, valid strategy. But she was not happy about it. I mean, well, she was actually rather indifferent, but she was upset, like, about the money. No wonder his bag looks so heavy. It's stuffed with all those tools of his trade. Oops, I almost forgot to tell you something really important. It's about Miss Maya. She can't come see you for a few days yet. Yeah, when I called her from the airport, she said she was still training up in the mountains. I told her I'd wait for her here. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Alright, Maya's training here. Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. It's been 2 games since we've seen her. And what, like 6 years? 6 years going off the previous game, I think? I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her. I'll be. This is my first time in this country, so I'll be counting on you, okay? You got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all. Maya was right when she told me I could leave everything in your capable hands. Ah, shucks. She said that? That was sure was nice of her. I had a chance to show Miss Maya around a little bit, too. There's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. That girl worries me too much. But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Right, sir. Trouble follows Nick. Maya, the only reason trouble hasn't followed you is because you've been in the mountains. You were arrested many times in the original trilogy. I actually don't remember the exact amount of times, but you know, multiple arrests plus a kidnapping. I say that she's in a bit more trouble than I am. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks. I hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her too. Well, you know, I thought I'd get a little sightseeing first. Ooh, sightseeing? Well, I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights this country has to offer. Thanks. That'd be great. I guess Albie takes his job very seriously. Well, what are we waiting for? Those sights aren't going to see themselves. Oh, yikes. You don't have to shove. First stop, Temple. Right up there in the middle of town. There's something I really want to show you. Alright. Let's see. I hope there's not a gag about Nick being tired of going upstairs, because he's supposedly very physically fit in terms of legs and cardio. You know, because he doesn't have a driver's license, so he takes a bike everywhere. Wow, it's even more impressive up close. Hey, look at that, they didn't do it. Allow me to explain. No. I promise. I won't make the joke every time. You know, the Persona one. This is the heart of our town, Temple. It was created by the founder of Kuranism, the Holy Mother herself. I'm training right here at this temple to be a monk someday. I read that the people of this country are all adherents of Kuranism. Is that how we pronounce it? Kuranism. Kuranism. That'll work. According to my guidebook, it's a religion in which ancestral spirits are venerated. The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with our ancestors' souls, and the spirit mediums become queen to this day, direct descendants of the Holy Mother. A spirit medium rules the entire country, huh? Talk about power and influence. And the main thing you'll want to see when you come to Temple is the Dance of the Devotion Rite. The Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. The dance, along with a song of ceremony, is performed in offering to the Holy Mother. Okay, well, there's a pretty obvious thing that we need to be aware of for the case. What? The Dance of Devotion in the morning and afternoon is performed alongside the Song of Ceremony. Gotcha. And the Dance of Devotion has the power to oh, its wings. Hold it. Slow down. I need to read that, even if I couldn't keep up. The Dance of Devotion has the power to summon forth souls from the Twilight Realm. In Craniism, we believe the soul is carried by the sacred Cranius butterfly. Its wings form a loop that wraps around the soul to transport it. Hold it. Slow down. I can't remember all of that at once. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little overexcited. Anyway, the main thing I got from all that is that you really, really love your country. Well, that's true. I like this kid. He pours his heart into everything he does. Let's see. I guess I just explained about half of what I usually explain. So I'll give you a special discount and only charge you 10 damas for the tour fee. Thank you for your patronage. I guess he pours his heart into aggressive salesmanship, too. Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me she could tell I love my country, too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her about the Holy Mother. Really? An hour? I hope that counted as patience training. And she seemed really interested, too. She listened to my whole speech. Huh. That doesn't sound like the Maya I know. Miss Maya's so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kind of like a big sister to me. This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since the last time I saw her. Well, I would imagine so. It's been a few years. And the only contact you've had with her is through letters and pearls. Oh no! What's the matter? Is it that time already? We had to hurry into the temple right away. But first, let me give you this lyrics card for the Song of Ceremony I told you about earlier. There's an English translation of the lyrics there too, so give it a read, okay? Let's go. But why the rush? If we don't hurry, we'll miss the beginning of her benevolence's dance of devotion. Her benevolence? Oh, is this going to be an animated cutscene, perhaps? I feel one coming on. Yeah, there it is. We got that production value now. Oh, this is not Maya. You know, I will say, as much as I do like these cutscenes, I feel like, how to say, the 3D cutscenes they utilized in Apollo Justice, like with the concert for Gavin, were really nice as well. Oh, okay, we got some action going on. Not disturbed by it, it seems. That focused, or expecting it? Or a different room. It could be that as well.
I'll be your guide. You're under arrest for treason.
Treason? That's an interesting charge for a murder. Who was killed? Well, if that isn't the most Scooby-Doo red flag I've ever seen, or I've seen in this series, no, that's not it. True, we know that's not true, but I did need something to point it out with. Anyway, yeah, look at this. We are in fact doing the court here with an entirely new judge. Suppose we aren't going to be doing the judge voice anymore, are we? Or we could just give him this new one the judge voice, but we don't know what he looks like yet, or if it's even a he. Let me in. Why won't you let me in? Because you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? I told you my friend is on trial in there. The police raided the temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday. Oh, right. I need to check. I can't check court records, so I can't check the lyric sheet. Okay. and arrested Albie on suspicion of treason. I was worried about Albie, so I just had to come see his trial. A trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off. If you want a picture for your scrapbook, take one of me. Get out of here. Look, you got it all wrong. Just great. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do. Yes, I am a foreigner, but I'm not your average foreigner. What? I'm actually a lawyer. Back at home, anyway. Yeah, well, you say back at home, but you came here wearing the badge, so you might as well. What? Lawyer? I can't... That's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Well, whatever, now's my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering a courtroom, right? Wait, get back here, you! Oh? So, this is Kureni's... It's Pain! It's the one I hate! Oh my god, is it actually him? Please don't tell me it's him. Wait, isn't that... her benevolence? What's she doing here in court? Oh, well, we're giving him the same voice. The divination seance has been performed. I will now hand down my verdict against the accused. Ooh, new guilty sign as well. Really like how they're going to make everything new. What? A verdict already? But the trial only just started. Like, guilty? There's gotta be some kind of mistake. Please take another look. Seances performed by the Princess Raifa are infallible. They show only the truth. What right do you have to question her abilities? But I didn't. Please don't. Please don't. Oh, it is. What voice did I give this turd? Okay, well, let's take this moment to go over these two new voices we gotta do. The judge, I'm gonna keep him more serious than I did with the other one. More focused, less trailing off, less change in intonation at the end of his sentences. Pain here, I'm gonna have to remember what voice I gave him. I think I just gave him, like, the stuck-up, snivelly voice. Isn't it ironic? No, I did not give him that voice. Isn't it ironic that you, a devout adherent of Kuranism, would dare doubt her insight? That's close enough. Heh heh. Non-believers will only be met with suffering in the Twilight Realm, you know. But I didn't do it. Your benevolence, allow me to explain, I beg of you. Be silent, impudent whelp. There is no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings born of a criminal's unclean soul. But... what in the world is going on here? The judge made his ruling based on something called a divination seance? What is Albie's attorney doing? Wait a minute. Where is Albie's attorney? Why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Foolish child. Doubting the divination seance is tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. I'm not sure if I like this voice I'm giving Raifa. Your Majesty, as royal priestess, in both and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you. Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul. As you command, so it shall be done, your benevolence. May her holiness grant us her divine favor, her Dihara Kurain. It looks like I need to put a bit more of an emphasis on the, I think that's supposed, in the apostrophe, that's what it's called, I believe. It's not an accent mark. Ah, here I am. Just wait one moment. You're... Ugh, me and my big mouth, now what? Mr. Wright, what are you doing here, sir? Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Your Honor, it's too soon to give your verdict. This trial has only been underway for a few minutes. Excuse me, who on earth are you? I'm, well, an ordinary tourist, Your Honor, just passing through. A tourist, are you? Happy Rocky. Who stuttered that? That was not intentional. But more importantly, where is this boy's defense attorney? Defense attorney? Ha 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 ha! Whatever are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney. Wait, what? Of course you wouldn't be aware, being a foreigner and all. But we have no need for defense attorneys here in the kingdom of Khura'in. Khura'in. There we go, that's how we should pronounce it from now on. Nope, I said that in the voice, oops. We leave it all up to her benevolence's sacred power of spirit communion. Her divination seances determine all. What? But surely you see how unfair that is. What kind of insane court system are they running here? You would dare mock me, you barb-headed buffoon? Insane court system. Phoenix, you come from the worst court system in the history of this world, probably. If you value your life, you will leave post-haste, or shall I summon the bailiff? Ooh, value your life? From the priestess. Is she legitimate? I wonder. I think it's too early to suspect her. Okay, so let me vocalize my thoughts here. We have already seen that the Khura'ins, or the beliefs of the Khura'in, teach them not to fear death, because they all go to the Twilight Realm afterwards, right? And they can be communed. Her saying here, do you value your life, immediately set me off because of that. Now, during me talking about it, I've come to quickly realize that she probably is just saying that because, Phoenix is a foreigner who does not believe in, Khura'in techniques or channeling or beliefs, though Phoenix obviously does know, and she would probably change her behavior as soon as she finds out about the Magatama. But with that being said, I don't think she's illegitimate. I think she's just and I don't think she's faking her powers. I think she's probably just too stuck up in her own head, and she's probably viewing an end result, or it's being interfered. Yes, that sounds narratively satisfying. Yes, narratively feasible. More importantly, okay. Let's see how this develops. The bailiff is that big scary dude with the big scary gun, isn't he? I'm sure he would be happy to oblige you with a bullet or two as a souvenir of your travels. At the cost of an arm and a leg, no doubt. Now hold on. Mr. Wright has nothing to do with any of this. Albie? I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya. But forget about me. You have to go, now. I'm sure you can find another guide. There were lots more places I wanted to show you, but it looks like I won't get a chance now. I'm sorry. Poor kid. He's trying to put on a brave face, but look how terrified he is. What can I do? What should I do? Well, that's obvious. I gotta defend Albie. I can't just let a verdict be handed down with nobody standing in Albie's corner. If Albie doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll do it. I'll defend him. Defend him? You can't be serious. Did you hear that? Is he out of his mind? Heaven forbid. Defend me? Mr. Wright, what are you saying? You can't do that. I most certainly can. Don't worry, I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you? Mr. Wright. You are but a naive tourist, ignorant of our ways. But if you are smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further. Looks like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country. Bailiff, throw this man out. Oh. Ah, Pain. You've done something worthwhile for the first time in your entire existence, which is, so far, one game besides this. Yeah, your Majesty, if you please. You have something to say, Mr. Payne? Why not allow it, your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting, right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Right. Mr. Whoever you are? How does Phoenix not recognize him? Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveler? That's Chief Prosecutor, your Majesty, and yes, I am acquainted with him. He's a defense attorney from my native land. I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before. Heavens to Betsy. What? Mr. Wright, you're a defense attorney? Oh, that was an exclamatory from Rafa? I thought she was gonna expand upon that. Okay. Suppose I should keep that in mind. Yeah, why is everyone so weird about Phoenix being a defense attorney? A defense attorney? Well, this is a shock. You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here. Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the manner of my old country? But, Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case. Call it nostalgia if you will, but I am most eager to give it a try. But I have a previous engagement, you see. A class together with the missus. Your Majesty, I agree. We should have a whack at it. It sounds amusing. Oh. Every time Rafa opens her mouth, I become more interested in her. Now, I didn't note on it, but I do love the smug appearance she has. I don't usually go about choosing thumbnails when I make these into VODs, but I'm definitely putting her on it. Specifically this face. But with that being said, a whack at it. Are they supposed to have accents, like country accents? Maya didn't have one. Pearls didn't have one. Mia obviously would have grown out of it. We didn't see one from Albie. Maybe she's supposed to be hiding it, or maybe this is just a strange localization choice. Yeah, for now we'll chalk it up to a strange localization choice. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom. A score? As in 20 years? What is the deal with this country? Mr. Payne, I want that barbed head brought to me on a stick. As you wish, your benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself. Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and her benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality. Every eventuality? What is he talking about? There. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Payne. And sorry for not remembering you earlier. That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne, as I'm also known in this country. And you'll see soon enough why that is, when you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law. Why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but what's with the gallery? Just you watch. That defense attorney will try to twist the truth. You can bet on it. Get him, Chief Prosecutor. Crush that defense devil. This is way more lawyer hate than ever back at home. Even back at home. Now, if you would please give your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne. Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes. Larceny and murder. Oh, I think it's the first time someone's been pressed for more than one crime in this series. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room in the Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr. Pat Roll Oh, yeah. Temple security guard and the empty treasure box that housed the orb, which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure. To kill a guard armed with a gun. What a terrifyingly bold act. I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo. Oh, I can check my report now. I gotta do that. Yes. I'll read those in a second. It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. Wait, what? I can't check it? Is it... Oh, it's kind of refreshing, actually. Haha. I can't check my report yet. I guess I had to go through the tutorial, huh? We may rely on the power of the seances, but our police still carry out investigations. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable. Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. I can check the evidence out myself by looking at the court record. Hey, now I can look at it. There's the badge. Let's see. When the dragon tiger battle, the founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces its mitzvah, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Gotcha. Time of death is around noon. From a cerebral contusion from a head injury. Yep, there's a head injury. Seems there's a matching bloodstain on the box. Blood on the outside of his left glove. Gun unholstered. And a scroll that does not look to be stained. What about our list of people? Can we check that? Yeah, okay. Albie is 9. Oh, this is Gasp in Pain. Yeah. I mean, I knew that already. But seeing him again sucks. I hate this man. Bring back Winston, why don't you? He probably has more... Actually, never mind. I don't... Yeah. Oh, dang, he's 56. Looks... Okay. And Pat Roll. Okay, got it. We'll see just how thorough you and your police were, Mr. Payne. Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, our founding mother. It's a crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation. Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. His Majesty, huh? Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown. Is this treasure really such a valuable object? How could you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. Why, sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the mitzvah of the Holy Mother. Her soul is sealed within the treasure? I think I'll take that with a grain of salt. What do the lyrics have to say about this? Founder offers divine protection. When a butterfly embraces the mitma, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Gotcha. You don't believe it, do you? Of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along. This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much. Your Honor, Your Majesty? What is it now? This treasure. I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Could I see a photo of it or something? Of all the outlandish requests! You defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale. He's been getting awfully angry with me. Are those veins popping out of his forehead? It's forbidden for anyone outside of the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly. That is why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright. I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home, too. For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed. These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence, other than the one we just took for the police investigation. Let me match it up to the other one. Okay, sorry, no, I don't say it in the pain voice. Ew, gross, why was I doing that? What side of the box is that butterfly on? when you're looking at the lock, it's on the right side. That means it's on the ground. Yep, can't see it. Well, it's actually not on the ground, but it's out of sight. It does seem to match, though. But the lock is obviously undone. I wonder if the scroll is the treasure. Probably not. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year, for a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people. Gotcha. I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple. Right, your majesty. Inexcusable thievery of precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused. So, he used his position as a monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. Is that it? The accused's family is by no means wealthy. To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his ascetic training. Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume? What? No, I do have questions. Even more? But you just asked a bunch. Well, make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes. What? He's still planning on going to that thing? Oh, no. There's still a lot I don't know about this case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see, what else do I need to know more about? The weapon, of course. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon? The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large blood stain on it. How utterly reprehensible, using the sacred treasure box for murder. Alright. Ooh, he's gonna tell me about the crime scene as well. Perfect. The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with it. But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds. After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloodied housing open and made off with the treasure inside. Okay. That's interesting. Were those photos added to that piece of evidence? No, it's just updated the, what's it called? The description. But the defendant is just a little boy. I hardly think he'd be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head. Ah, a very good point, Mr. Wright. But I'm afraid that won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position would more than make up for the difference in stature. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ha ha ha! Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor. Your title is obviously well earned. Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there is anything else, I am ready to announce my verdict. Very well, in that case, I find the accused... Just one moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit? I told you. I have plans to attend to. And... Ah! I'm late! It's already started. How did time fly by so fast? He's still stuck on that? We haven't even heard the defense's side of the story yet. Your Majesty, the defense asserts its right to cross-examine the defendant. Oh, well, that right doesn't exist here, Phoenix. Huh? Did I say something funny? Cross-examine the... What do you mean by that? What? What do you mean, what do I mean? I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall. And little wonder. The so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years. Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant, or the accused, tell his side of the story. Is that really necessary? Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty. Heh heh heh. What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, your majesty, though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say. Oh, how kind of you, your royal painness. Very well, as long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway. In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand. Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. Any objections? Go for it, your majesty. Alright. This is, interesting first trial. Very interesting. Accused, you state your name and occupation again, if you would. I'll be your guide. I'm in training to be a monk. And I'm a tour guide, too. Oh, why me? Now, where were we? Cross-examining the defendant, your majesty. Right. Let's do that then. At the defense attorney's insistence, I might add... He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind. Well, the defense had better get to it, and make it quick, if you please. The defense? Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer. Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Albie. Don't worry, all you had to do was tell the truth, and you'll be alright. You tricked me. What? If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give me back that Magatama I gave you yesterday. Albie, what's gotten into you? Don't talk to me, you disgust me. Now even Albie's against me, but why? This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright, being loathed by a client. Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon, during the break between the morning and afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time. All right. This is shaping up to be very interesting. Let's see, what do we got? I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Karanis butterfly on it. Okay. Albie. Why would you say that? Oh my god, Albie. Why would you say that? When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning my tour route. Were you well acquainted with the victim? Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know? I bet Albie looked up to him. But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard, but at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young, so Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as security guard, I'm sure there are things couldn't have been easy for him. It sounds like his circumstances and Albie's were very similar. Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on, in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that? Yes, I see. You expressed yourself well. Defense, now that you've heard the accused's account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion. But, Your Majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet. That wasn't the end of it? It's been so long, I don't rightly recall what this cross-examination thing is all about. A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is. What fresh hell is this? I really do wish I could remember how it works. Should I give the judge a refresher on cross-examination? It's not necessary. Thank you for getting us a way out of the tutorial. And I must say, I take back what I said earlier about Phoenix's country having the worst court system. Clearly, this one is worse because it's not a court system. I'd better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. You'll just have to watch and see how it's done. Alright, here we go. Ooh, we got a little fancy health bar. Yep, now let's just go over here to where we do this.
Objection!
Oh, Albie. Why would you lie to me? So, you say you never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right? That's right. It's forbidden, so I never do that. In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? Because I saw a picture of it in that newspaper article. Nope. Take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. Hold on. His bag. Did it just move? Polkuna. What did he say? The Polkunka. I beg your pardon? Polkunka is a word of Kuranese that people use when they are surprised. You just exposed a lie. So this is the power of a cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding. But, just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that just makes him more suspicious than ever. This just makes things worse for me than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Darn. Just can't seem to get him to open up to me. So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes, after all, haven't you? Well, maybe I did take a peek one time, a long time ago when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Of course I wasn't. That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof. He does? This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident. And what exactly is that supposed to prove? The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll. What? No, oh no. Where is it? It's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere. Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim. Alright. Can I take a read at it? No. Then that means... Who we got? Due to the growing number of thefts around the temple, we'll be tightening security throughout. Therefore, all the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's day of Dance of Devotion. Hallway shutters will remain shut. Alright. Albie was there on the day of the incident? Ha! So, this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself. Yes, it would seem so, your majesty. He predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. How is any of that supposed to help the accused? See? I told you he can't trust lawyers and their lies. Her benevolence already said that he's guilty. Just declare him guilty and get it over with. No. Everything's going all wrong. Shadow, What do I do? As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever. No, you're wrong. Oh, that's a line I haven't said in a long time. But armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt. I know, this gal just had to poke holes in this insight of hers. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict. Wait just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As a defense, I have the right to check it. That really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife. I guess you really did give him the business. Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance. You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne? Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance? And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy? Well, now, I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife. It certainly does sound worth seeing. And it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the mistress. Ha 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 ha! I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit? Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have it to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going. The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through. Heh heh heh. How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold. Blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him. Okay, I guess we can cross out the possibility of someone interfering with the seance. It's going to be performed again. There she is. Her benevolence. Your benevolence, Rafa Padma Kurain. Thank you for coming all this way once again. Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney. Yes? I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you. I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, Your Benevolence. Ooh, gross. I kind of made Phoenix seem a bit slimy there. All I want is a fair trial for Albie. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality? What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story? How dare you speak to her benevolence in that manner? Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to her benevolence? What does he know about anything? Ignorant outsider? We won't stand for it. He must be punished. Yikes. Looks like I really stuck my foot in it this time. Punish him! Punish him! Ooh, weird chant. Punish him! Punish him! Can't do it. Silence one and all. Is she standing up for me? Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion. Also, hasn't she already threatened to behead me? Or was that a metaphor? Like a metaphorical thing? Well, well. Looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought. Attorneys are ghastly creatures, with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over. Oh, all right, I take that back. None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways. Now then, Your Benevolence, the divination seance, if you would. Certainly. Nina, my robe. Alright, what do we got?
O Holy Mother,
Oh,
behold
dang.
this divination
Voice acting
saints
in
your
trial.
name.
Is it gonna be... I assume there's something that's gonna happen a lot then.
Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me,
Alright.
so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Okay, so it's gonna be a bit different than channeling a spirit like Maya and Mia and Pearls do. Wait, Mia didn't do that. What am I saying? Mia was channeled. Oh, the pool of souls is that thing in the middle. Gotcha. I was wondering what was up with that. I suppose if they don't really present evidence much, they don't need the middle area. Though it does mean we aren't going to have one of those awkward moments like Athena had with the statue demonstration. And I wonder what her benevolence's exact position entails, and how it relates to the royal family. Oh, okay. Really getting their value out of this. Don't have much to say about it though. I mean, I've seen. Oh, I didn't even notice until just a second ago. This is taken straight from the 3DS, isn't it? I can see the borders on my screen do not quite line up with it. Yes, I was about to talk about how this is about on par with other animated cutscenes that were on 3DS at this era. You know, like the end of 3DS. What do we have around this era? I think it was after Fire Emblem Awakening. And also after Fire Emblem Fates. Incense. Alright. Song of Ceremony. Boy's voice. Boy's voice gets loud, cuts out. Pain. Alright, interesting. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool. A final message from the victim's soul. The last communication of his Mitama. The divination seance has revealed this to us. Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise. So, what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced? In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. Okay, well, we got a lot of information out of that. Let's talk about it for a second. So he had his bag shut, obviously, but his bag's moving around, which means he has something inside of it. The thing that he's holding up over his head, since we did not see it, is probably the thing he had in his bag, the animal. And I imagine he was running from the guard, or got caught by the guard. No, probably running into from the guard, and ended up in the room somehow. And then the murder happened from a separate guy, which is maybe why he looked so scared. No, that doesn't quite fit, because the guy would turn around. Okay, well, the point is, the thing above his head was probably not the weapon. It was probably the thing in his bag. This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad. Heh, now, you see why I'm the incredible pain? More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them? There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, your majesty? Oh, yes. Very satisfying indeed. Now, are you finally convinced, traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty. Am I really the only unbiased one here? Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. You'd be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs. The Defense Culpability Act? What's that? What? You mean you honestly don't know? No. Alright, what is it? Tell me. What's with all the hubbub? Well. Not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him. Yes, please do. Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he. What? What kind of insane law is that? Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim back to this. Oh, we're definitely getting Edworth. To help those with no one on their side? I can't just abandon everything I believe in. Alright, here we go. Here. All I can do now is stand firm and fight. Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix writes. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life. Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Albie. What? But Mr. Wright? Oh. Hey, the music's kicking in. That took long enough. The defense insists he's innocent. And not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination. Now the music's finally kicked in. Should I turn it up a little bit? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I think I have my audio turned down from some other stream. There we go. You guys should be able to hear it a little bit better now. Now then. Polkunka! That's not... I don't want to pronounce it that way either. We'll work on it. But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Barb-headed attorney. You continue to amuse me. Though your barbed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes. Your benevolence? Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. She's facing the wrong way. Do they not want to change that? Not a wise move, traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered you to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads. Verdict? Not quite yet. I still gotta cross-examine that vision. The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it. We already know from experience that, you know, souls can lie. From the whole, what was her name? Oh, she had a name. Oh, what did we call her? Phoenix's fake girlfriend. Remember her? Yeah, I don't remember her name. Dahlia Hawthorne, that's what it was. Yeah, she lied, and she was a spirit. So let's go. Okay, this is a new type of cross-examination, it seems. Rafa's insights. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of devotion? These are the victim's experiences just before his death. As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down? Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision? Yes, I did. Come to think of it, I did see words like Song of Ceremony and Incense. The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. So what Mr. Roll experienced with his 5 senses appear in the vision as words, right? Precisely. And by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity. Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get. Now, to find a contradiction between her light insights and the seance vision. Oh, is that how this goes? Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again. Very well. Yep. Let's see. We don't see what he's holding. Yep, smell incense. Hear the Song of Ceremony. Hear the boy's voice. Hear the boy's voice louder. Feel pain. And then it ends. Got it, got it. Wait a minute. Her benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that? Yes, I was about to check that. Oh, is this how this works? Do. Okay, so we have the testimony down here. Yes, this is the insight that I found funny. Now just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll select it. And then it plays. Gotcha. This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. Now I just select the sensation I think is inconsistent, and then press Y. Ploink.
Objection!
Ah, tutorials. At least these ones aren't dragging on forever like they did in the other game. I need one moment to cough or something. So pause, or not pause, but mute. And I'm back, just like that. Wait just a moment. Yes? What is it, Barbed Head? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right? That's right. What of it? Then isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the Song of Ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right. Is that all that troubles you? Huh? What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony. Practice run? What are you talking about? Mr. Payne, if you would. Heh. Certainly. Allow me to explain. Oh, he's doing it too. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate this statement. I see. So what the victim had heard was that practice session. There goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing. However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me. Ask away, your majesty. It's a big temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room? He is right. It is a very big temple. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne? Your Majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of Temple, including the treasure room. Oh, that's right. Speakers? For what purpose? Are you serious, Mr. Wright? That they broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple. That's why the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony in the seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers. Thank you for your explanation, Your Benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded old man like me. Think nothing of it. Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us? Very well. Alright. Song of Ceremony was heard was a practice run through the temple speakers. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Let me just check my my thing here. Well, I can see where the incense is probably coming from. Let me see. Does it say anything about the speakers? I don't think it did. All hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of the devotion. Yes. Suppose that just is there to prove that the speakers could not... No, if the speakers aren't it... Yeah. The point is, if the speakers are not playing it, he cannot hear it in the room. That's what that scroll exists for. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So, if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all. I'd better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. Alright. It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with the seance vision going on. I'll try using pause to temporarily stop the vision. There. I paused the vision. Alright. I'm not going to read the tutorial there, because I was yawning. I'll try moving the Mitama mark to the flashing red panel there. Fast forward. Okay, now I know how to get around the seance visions. It's time to find inconsistencies between the insights and the vision. Alright. Hold on, pause it for a second. I need to read this. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With a pain, the victim's life went dark. Vision went dark. Nope, that's not right. Wrong button? I mean, press forward to pain. Why did the words not appear? With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. Yeah. There. Oh, I hit the button on accident. Darn it. There. Ploink.
Objection!
You're saying that the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct? Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Oh! Everything goes black then. Only after that the victim feels pain. Inconceivable. This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. My word. Pulkunka, your benevolence, what is the meaning of this? I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy. If what the defense says is true, this is a very grave matter indeed. While your insights are correct, it's your interpretation of them that is wrong. Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore. Heh. Now, let's not be too hasty, your majesty. I think I can clear this up. You have something to add, Mr. Payne? 1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear. And that would be? On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple, and as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind. And there's our passage to get through the whole insight. The power was out? Okay, then how'd they hear it on the speakers? Oh, well, they heard it just echoing through the temple. Well, guess what? The doors were shut. Bing, bang, boom. Insight solved. Or rather, you knew all along and are only letting it slip now. That's convenient, Payne. The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. Oh, there was a blackout there? There was a blackout there, was there? Well, now, that explains everything, does it not? What do you mean, your benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would. The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head. Oh, I see. That makes perfect sense, your benevolence. So, the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring, your benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone. Well done. Long may you live and prosper. Hey, I want to live long and prosper too. Enough applause. You flatter me. Now, your benevolence, in light of this new information... Yes, of course. I will alter my insight. Alright, here we go. The accused struck the moment after the blackout began. Oh, I suppose I am missing a step in our path to the insight. Because the blackout had not occurred yet. Oh? So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with new info comes a chance to find new consistencies. Now to compare the insights with the vision again, see what else I can dig up. Actually, I suppose if he does hear it after the blackout, then I could still use it. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. Bang. Got it. Take the path we figured out. It's that easy. Yes, I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Kuranism. Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind the tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind. It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums. But maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What's malarkey? Oh, she is just using strange phrases. I've been noting that ever since I first stopped talk about it. It's not a strange localization choice. That's just how she talks. Interesting. I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of Ceremony, even after the power went out? Oh. This contradiction of facts can only mean that the Song of Ceremony Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers. What? Impossible! What are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Right. The song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else. Somewhere closer to this performance hall. What? You can't be serious. There is a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence in the prosecution. Alright, seems we didn't need the whole path, because they're not gonna lie. That's nice. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. What? No. This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence's insights. Unbelievable. Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind. But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. But the defense's assertion is, in the end, meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen of the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand. I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albie. Heh heh heh. I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hands up over his head. Well, this defense dares to dream of making it out of this nightmare alive. You what? You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? You'd better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it. Of course I can back up my claim. Just as soon as I think of something. You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to stake your life on it. I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop chop. Chop chop? Not yet. Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop chop. Stop. Heh. I hear that lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure he won't miss one. Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that? Aha, so that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Albie had his hands raised above his head? The gun had its holster off.
Take that!
Or it unbuckled, I mean. As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest. Oh, are you saying... The victim was a security guard, and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie, and that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. But... Polunka... Oh. She just hits the ground, huh? Oh, and she stays on the ground, huh? Who would have thought that the seance vision could be interpreted that way? This is not possible. It can't be. Not bad for a total knockout. How dare that lawyer devil go against her benevolence? He's no better than that traitorous snake Dirk. The traitorous snake? Dirk? Who's that? No, I can't believe it. Contradiction in one of my insights. There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, your benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately for lèse-majesté. It's been a long time since I said this word. Lèse-majesté. What? Yeah, you said it. Throw him in jail. Yes, make him pay for the way he's disrespected her benevolence. These people are definitely not my fans right now. That's right, exterminate him. And there we are, back to the chanting. How did I know that was coming? I didn't, actually. Peace, give me peace. I said peace. Now, everyone, please calm down. Is he? Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment. No, I can't charge him with lèse-majesté. What? What? Oh, but why not, Your Majesty? He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that. But, Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home and make it up to your wife. We can't end the trial now. Not when we just learned new information about the case. What? Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction. Truly, it is shocking. In the 20-plus years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with this life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency, and it is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law. You dare go against the royal priestess? You non-believer? No. My faith is as strong as ever. But I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, Your Benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, Royal Priestess, or not. What? I'll have you know. Your Benevolence. Please, acquiesce in this, Your Benevolence. If looks could kill, I won't forget this offense, Barbed Head. I do not admit defeat. I won't. Bailiff, please see her benevolence out. Your Mitama will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll pluck the barbs right off your stupid head. Ha ha ha! I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And I hope they throw you in a lake of burning fire. Yeah, and then she was removed. I guess she's still just a teenager after all. Do we have her age in here? We do. 14. Oh, 14. Dang, she is like a baby, practically. Alright. I was expecting her to be about, well, not Maya's age, but Pearl's age at least. Now then, defense. Mr. Light, was it? That's right, Your Majesty. Phoenix Wright. Of course. Mr. Wright. My apologies. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments. Thank you, Your Majesty. Yes. But do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court. I understand, Your Majesty. Whew. Maybe now we can finally run a real trial. Heh heh heh. Arguments, Your Majesty? Very well, I accept your challenge. Huh? What's with him? Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just too hilarious. Oh, what's so funny, Mr. Payne? The defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him and his case instead. What do you mean by that, prosecutor? I told you, it's Chief Prosecutor. Yes, because that's the thing to focus on right now. The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused? Oh. Oh, indeed. Because the accused was about to commit a theft. It's the only logical explanation. What? That does sound pretty logical, actually. It doesn't help the accused situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty. Yes, I have to agree. Allow me to spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Roll came across the accused, just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and, just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid the body in the treasure room. Ugh. A hand truck for moving a heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that. And after all that hard work to knock down those insights, backed into the old familiar corner once more. Mr. Wright, you have a rebuttal? I'm drawing a total blank here. I hope you're ready to climb that scaffold. I asked you a question, defense. I've got nothing. Can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing I can do at this point is have to ask the defendant himself what happened. But I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not. Albie? Will you tell us what really happened? You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap, and you'll only dirty your own soul. Albie, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. Why? Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end? For the both of us? Maya, I'm sorry. I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me. Would actually believe in me. Would risk his own life for me. I never would have imagined it. Albie? So, that's why I lied. To try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. What? Allow me to explain. Allow me to explain. No, I said I wasn't going to do that. Come on. Control yourself. Stop thinking about coffee. Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things. Sounds like we got a new track, too. But to be honest, I went to the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box. Even though the temple told you you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it? Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful, the way it glows in the dark. I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? That's right. It's covered in this special mineral called fluorinite that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's a real shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did? If only I applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. Alright, that's interesting to note. On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again, when I ran into Mr. Roll on the Great Stairs. So, those were not the treasure room stairs in the seance vision? No, they were the Great Stairs that connect to the hallway. Makes sense. The vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. Finally got that map. All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun on me and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had a scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then, the power went out. So I took the chance to hightail it out of there. I ran for my life. Even now, when I try to think back on it, all I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. That must have been when I dropped the notice scroll. Which means somebody else brought it to the treasure room, along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs? What is it, Albie? I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me. Heh. A grand speech. One that confirmed my suspicions that you were the thief.
Objection!
Is it possible the victim simply misread the situation? Where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had a good reason to be suspicious of the accused. Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating? Shadow. What do I do, Shadow? And what's better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the course of his round, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen, and then, just after that, he ran into the accused. I'll be your guide. No, that's not what happened. Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused. Oh? Hey, there it is. That Shadow? I assume it is. Well, what now? Hey, that is Shadow. Hello, Shadow. Hey, Shadow, down, boy. Well, what do we have here? I'm sorry about this. This is my dog, Shadow. You nearly gave me a heart attack. So, that's what was making his bag move. Can you quiet that yappy mutt down? That was the second yawn on the stream, actually. Shadow says that Mr. Roll made a mistake. You can understand him? Heh. Don't tell me that this is a surprise witness for the defense. I beg your pardon? You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you? Of course not, Your Majesty. Not this time, anyway. Whew. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I thought I'd have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there. I think I'd better reassess my strategy, and fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim, or we're sunk. While it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, it doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck the victim at the time. If you're going to go that far, Then I hope this means you have another angle of approach ready. Exactly. I mean, who but the accused standing front and center could have done it? Unless you back up your claim, it's nothing more than conjecture. Okay, come on, Phoenix. I know I can think of something convincing. Where else could the victim have been struck from? Well, I mean, they get struck from behind, duh.
Take that!
With the defendant standing in front of the victim, isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind? From behind, you say? I see. Yes, I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility. Good. Now at least I have some breathing room. But who do you suppose it could have been? Oh, the true culprit, naturally. The one who actually committed the theft and murder. The true culprit? And I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that? I should have known I had to explain everything. Alright, if we assume this true culprit struck the victim from behind, then that means... After going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the culprit tried to escape. But then, Mr. Roll appeared, making his rounds. I imagine the culprit then quickly hid in the storage room on the other end of the hallway. Hehehe. You're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture. I'm going to look for something to base it on right now. Albie? When you ran into Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone around the storage room area? I don't know. There might have been somebody there, but I couldn't see. I was only about halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see that end of the hallway. I see. Swing and a miss. Oh, Shadow says that someone was there. I see. Thank you for that. Too bad his testimony is inadmissible. Hehehe. You think this is a joke? Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person. But that doesn't mean the true culprit couldn't have been there in the hallway. Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink. What are you talking about? Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in that hallway at the time of the incident. How can you continue to make that assertion? Because there was a witness. A very reliable eyewitness. What? Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call its witness to the stand. Calling an eyewitness to the stand, It's been decades since that happened. And unlike the defense's witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved. That was a low blow. Very well. I'll allow it. And now, for something we've not heard in quite some time. Bring the witness to the stand. All right. Is this our guy? Yes, it is. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Okay, we gotta figure out what pun this is. Peaslubin, and Disdainen, and Distin, and okay, Peaslubin and is Tandon. Is that how that last name is pronounced? Andis Tandon? Oh, understanding. Gotcha. Figured it out. Peaslubin and Distandin. And Distandin is the name. I'm like Temple's head monk. Can you dig? Alright. I hope we call you Peaslubin. That's a lot easier to pronounce. Oh, if it isn't Instructor Andistandin, you're the eyewitness? Instructor? Not only is Mr. Andestanden Temple's head monk, but he's also a renowned Damalin expert. Sorry to have to ask, but what's a Damalin? Check it. Here she is, my sweet serenader. My one and only. Groovy, right? I don't think I like that voice for him. Especially since I'm going to have to share that voice with other characters. Obviously, they're going for, you know, the hippie aesthetic. So I think I should probably do a voice closer to that. But I'm also not quite sure about it. But you heard our sultry sounds once before, brother. When... Oh, he's gonna sing now? Oh, this is really awkward, huh? Because the thing is, if I sing this in English, it's... Yeah, see, it doesn't match up. Because it's not an English song. I'm not gonna sing that. I sang this pirate song because it actually worked. This does not work. That's the song from the Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. There's the Song of Ceremony. I still don't like the voice I'm giving him. Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here, you dig? Song of Ceremony. That song was playing at the time of the murder. Oh, Holy Mother, may the righteous sounds of my Damalin serve as my offering to you. Ew, I hate that voice I just did. Man, I feel like I'm going to be changing his voice every time he comes up. Wonderful. A great performance, as always. I see, the thing is, I can't really do that voice. Especially not with my current physical condition. This is my thing, you know? My bag. I make instruments speak, baby. I think I'm just gonna have to give him that horrible, horrible voice. I hate that. Not worth changing it. Give me another line. Give me something to work with. I don't know, do you give him surfer voice? Could I... Hold on. Could I do that voice? Nope, I just tried it while I was muted. I almost certainly cannot. I had a bad feeling about it because my nose is not quite in the is starting to clog up, and so I tried it off of the mic, and I'm very happy I tried it off the mic because that would be horrible. Man, who would have thought this guy might be my issue when it comes to voices? By the by, Magistry Pops, no Damalin class today? No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into overtime, thanks to the lawyer over there. The class the judge wanted to attend was a Damalin lesson? Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust a lawyer, man. Whew. But transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Andestanden. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen. Yeah, man. That was not cool. Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Andestanden? That's right, brother. This here is the one and only treasure box key. And I keep it on me at all times. Can you dig? But that sneaky little thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of his voice, but I'm not quite there. So, that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama Key, and it's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from head monk to head monk at Temple. The Magatama Key, huh? Alright. And now someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever gonna face her holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb. Why do I always get the far out ones? Mr. Understandin, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room, yes? You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw? To bring the justice against the transgressor, man? Yes, of course, I'll do all I can. In the name of her holiness, I vow to sing, not but the truth I swear to bring. Hit me. Alright, here we go. After the morning dance of devotion, to go back to my chamber I got no notion. Oh, I got the notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way? To the temple's treasure room, hey hey. You know, I don't know how it took me this long to realize he's supposed to be singing all this. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear, if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. Before the blackout, one other than Roll. Only Albie to the treasure room did stroll. Alright. Tell me I was hallucinating just now. Like, can you believe Mr. Roll bit the big one after that? Harsh, man. I share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Understandin? What? You found the body as well? He really is a key witness, then. That's right, brother. After the blackout, I want to reset the breaker and give the power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job, you feel me? The breakers are in the first floor hallway in front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man. Really harsh my mellow. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what's what. And it was like, whoa, man, there was poor Mr. Roll, dead as a doornail. Alright. In the interval between the end of the dance of devotion and the blackouts, the only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Understandin's unassailable account is what led to the accused's arrest. Hold it! Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the dance of devotion? I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance. He was? Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo of that morning's dance of devotion taken by a tourist. My, what graceful dancing. I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Understandin's Damalin now. He is not wearing the right key. Oh, actually, never mind. He is. It's just drawn a bit weird. How did I... Huh. Well, let's see. Is there anything notable here other than him being present? Not really. Payne's right. There's Mr. Roll on duty. Never underestimate the incredible pain. So, in addition to Rafa's insights, he had backup events lined up too, huh? Alright. As head monk, my monks in training are like my own kids. Like family, can you dig it? I should have taught Albie better, man. Before her holiness, the Holy Mother. Oh, Albie, confess your sins, my young brother. Head monk, understanding. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, so I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother. What? Bogus, little man. Your faith is weak, like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Spare the rod, hey baby. Spoil the child, not maybe. Her Holiness is magnanimous, son. If you confess your guilt, she'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm. I don't suppose she could forgive him in this realm first. Defense, please begin your cross-examination. Alright. I did not quite catch immediately what I was supposed to object to, so let's see. After the morning dance of devotion, you went back to your chamber. Chambers on the way to the temple treasure room. Small footsteps you can clearly hear. If anyone to the treasure room goes near, Albie was the only one before the blackout. Oh. I don't know. Am I doing good? I think I'm doing good enough to keep going for a little bit, but we might not end up getting through the whole chapter today, unfortunately. I can feel I'm starting to heat up again, which is bad. I'll at least get through this and see how I'm doing. What do we got? Yep. Yeah. Yep, that's good. That is probably in the chamber. Why are there stairs? Oh, right, the stairs leading up to the artifact. Got it. Defendant's prints are there. Temple diagram there. Megatonic key. And a picture of the dance. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, what about the security detail? All hallway shutters will remain shut for today's Dance of Devotion. We haven't really talked about the hallway shutters, so I don't know if that's necessarily a point I should bring up. Because I assume the hallway shutters are those white beams opposite the door. I mean, I guess they could be windows. No, that wouldn't make much sense, considering this is on top of a mountain. So yeah, it's probably some sort of shutter. Alright. Let's look over your stuff. After morning dance of devotion, it was in the picture, you go back to your chamber. Chamber's on the way to the temple treasure room, yep. Any small footprints you would hear. If anyone goes near the treasure room, Albie was the only one before the blackout other than Roll. Only Albie to the treasure room did stroll. Yeah. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. That's not quite right though, is it? I'm not quite sure about where this would go. It might be because I'm tired. It might be because I'm getting sicker by the second. Let's see. Suppose you'd see the treasure box if it was dark, but I can't bring that up yet, unfortunately. And as for the notice, those would have to be opened up before you could go to the breaker box, but we don't really have a place to bring that up either. So I think we just have to find a way to tie the security guard into this. But how do we tie him in? I'm sorry, hiccup too. That's not especially good. Hiccuping tends to lead to rather bad stuff when you're ill. Your chamber's on the way to the temple treasure room. Yeah, why don't we press? We haven't pressed anything yet. This might be a press situation. Could you please point out one more time where your chamber is located? Yeah, man, no sweat. My chamber is on the way from the performance hall to the treasure room. So anyone going to the treasure room would have to pass by Andestandon's chamber. Give peace loving a chance. Yep. Why did... Oh, I was wondering why it was taking so long to move on. This is a text box I had to click through. Okay.
Hold it!
Even from inside your chamber, you can still hear what's going on outside? Temple is a groovy old building built from Mother Nature's finest. You can hear a pin drop through the wooden walls, you dig? In an old building like that, I guess the walls must be pretty thin. And that's how Mr. Andestandon could know the culprit's movements. It's all thanks to the Holy Mother's divine protection. Right on, my man. I dedicate this testimony to Her Holiness. Albie was the only one. Yep. How could you tell it was Albie just from the sound of some footsteps? Albie is a practically family man. The smooth groove of his shoes are easy to pick out. But how do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall? No way, man. I saw him with my own 2 eyes. You saw him? In the treasure room? This you can believe. My peepers peep, the sneaky sneak I'll be. And tell us where it is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would. When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. Well, that is a window, got it. From my window I can see the window of the first floor hallway across the courtyard, you dig? And through that window I saw Albie walking into the treasure room. Should I have him add the statement to his testimony? Yes, absolutely. Because the shutters are shut. Could you please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Andestandon? You got it, brother. Now then. Through the window you spy. Objection! There's something off about that, Mr. Andestandon. My music is off? I'm sorry you feel that way, man. Maybe this vibe ain't topping the charts where you're from. What's your poison? Orchestra? Jazz soul? No, there's nothing wrong with my ears, witness. But something's not quite right with your eyes. Mr. Andestandon, you've been lying to this court. Now why would I lie? I got nothing to hide. Truth and truth alone is all I sing. Lying, y'all, non-lying ain't my thing. I contend otherwise. Do you recognize this object, Mr. Andestandon? It's a temple notice, man. What of it? In this notice, the following instructions to the temple monks is written. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. What you talking about, Phoenix? I'm talking about the fact that from your chamber, you couldn't have seen anyone going to the treasure room through those shutters. Looks like you didn't get the memo. No way, I don't believe it, man. If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notice for yourself? Let's see. Something. will something for something something. Is that your idea of reading? I'm not so hot at reading Kurainese, man. I usually get one of the other monks to read stuff for me, you know? Doesn't that make your duties as head monk a little difficult? Hey, cut me some slack, man. I only moved to this country 6 months ago. That's quite recent, isn't it? So, how did someone who's only been here 6 months become head monk of a temple? How little you understand. Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been an adherent of Kurainism for 3 months myself. The Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me, prompting me to stay in this country. Or was it the fact that there are no lawyers here that spoke to you, huh? Mr. Payne, I know just how you feel, my man. Her Holiness's teaching spoke to me too. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Well, I know why Payne suddenly became a believer in Korainism, but could Anne Standen have had ulterior motives for becoming a believer too? Mr. Anne Standen, are you really in your chamber as you claim? What? Hey, be chill, brother. Weren't you instead somewhere else? Mr. Wright, what kind of nonsense are you spouting now? According to Mr. Andestanden's testimony, he saw Albie with his own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albie from somewhere else? Well... Do you have a theory, Defense? Do you know where Mr. Andestanden was, if not in his chamber? If he wasn't in his room, then... If Albie had gone down to the hallway towards the treasure room, there were only a few places he could have seen Albie from. I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say the witness really did see Albie going towards the treasure room. What then? The defense proposes that this is the only place he could have been able to see Albie go down that hall. Right over here by the breaker box, yeah?
Take that!
There? But you suggested earlier that's where the true culprit might have been. True, but no matter how I look at it, this is the only place Andestanden could have been. Mr. Foreign Lawyer, don't tell me. Are you accusing Mr. Andestanden of being the true culprit of this case? Yes, because I know he is. The game told us already, unfortunately. Yes, Your Majesty. I contend there's a strong possibility this witness is a murderer. Look at that murmur with no dialogue from the gallery. This game has had some rather strange choices when it comes to presenting this trial so far. How dare you be so disrespectful? First you criticize her benevolence's insights, now you accuse the head monk of murder?
Objection!
This is the only place the witness could have been. If he were here, he could have struck the victim down from behind and moved his body to the treasure room. That's nothing but groundless conjecture. And there's one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument? During that argument, it was suggested that Albie used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. That's right, and what of it? Well, why don't we try this twist on for size? The thief used his position as head of monk of temple to get a hold of the treasure. What? What? You joshing me, man? The key to the treasure box has been passed down from head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal a treasure? You can't possibly be serious. Well, does this mean you're claiming that Mr. Andestanden's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him close to the treasure? The witness hasn't been truthful in his testimony to this court, so clearly he isn't above lying. Didn't you swear to the Holy Mother that naught but the truth would you bring? In light of that, I don't think it's unfair to call your faith into question. This is ridiculous. Are there no limits to what this lawyer will say? I mean, lie is such a strong word. Maybe it was just a mistake. Oh? Who we got saying hold it? Oh, it's Understanding himself. Enough with the nervous wreck routine, prosecutor. You're just embarrassing yourself, man. What? What was that, Mr. Understanding? Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You've gone and said something I can't forgive. You call my belief into question, my faith in the Holy Mother. And nobody gets away with that. Oh? Yeah, I kind of figured something like that would happen. Oh, what on earth? That music, it's making my ears bleed. That wire goes straight into the floor. This is the music of my soul. Death to the lawyer. I'm the Twilight Messenger, can't you tell? Gonna take this lying lawyer straight to hell. Okay, I was wondering if he's allowed to say that or anything. He's dripping with lies, running with Philistines. I'm gonna send that lawyer to the guillotines. And now for something completely different. Of course. That blinkety-plunk music just wouldn't let me express my rage. Your rage, huh? I'm changing this man's voice every single time he says anything, which at this point I don't especially care about fixing. Isn't the real source of your anger having your lie exposed? You just don't get it. If I lied, it's because you drove me to do it. All sniffling and rounds and suspicious and throwing out false accusations. Sorry, but as a lawyer, I'm afraid that's my job. I'm afraid that's my job. Yep. Work on intonation. Yeah. Ugh. It's hard to focus. I'm losing focus. Yeah. Well, lawyers are crap. Keep making noise, and I'll have to use my partner here on you. I'm the one making noise? Really? Hey, so, you want to know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do ya? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the heart of my brutal death beat. Or feel the heat? Yeah. Savage, right? Sweating bullets, ain't ya? The screams of my soul are gonna make a mosh pit out of this peanut gallery. Did he really just win the court over with that performance? Yo, geezer, I got something to testify. Get ready for the howling of my soul. I call this chart topper Soul Screaming Truth. So, how much are we gonna have to deal with him like this? Because I feel like we have a lot of evidence to get through still. We have the glow-in-the-dark thing to bring up. We have the key to bring up. We have the picture to bring up, probably. Well, the pictures probably didn't need to be brought up, actually. We never brought up the lyrics either. Huh. Oh, I guess the lyrics are just here to tell us what the treasure actually is. It's an orb. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom my way I did wend. Okay, I can speed up this, I didn't realize. Death, truth is what you dread. Hear me shred. Oh, that's it? Okay. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw Pot roll after Albie he went. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom can't be beat. Then out we went the power, ticket to midnight, blacker than blackest Black Robin all sight. Yeah, baby, let's let that soul metal flow. Boy, I'm seriously starting to lose focus here. What is that music? I've never heard anything like it. And it's so fast it's making my head spin. This is Demolin Metal. Hey, yo, geezer, how are those ears ringing? I don't know how much I don't know much about music, but I've got chills and they're multiplying. You scared, lawyer man? Run away fast as you can. What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, Mr. Anderstanden, what did you go to the music storeroom for? Hey, I went to put my Demolin away. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the right. But then why did you lie before? Because you'd send me to hell. Huh? We all know about lawyers and their lying, lawyerly ways. Am I right, people? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, he'd have drummed up false charge on me. I don't want to get sent to hell. What do you say? He's right, that's so what have happened. Now I see why that Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feeling me, Kurain? Kurain? Ooh, gotta work on that pronunciation. Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial? Now, are you punks ready to rock or what? Man, it shocks me every time we get voice acting. I can't hear you. I said you ready to teach this lying lawyer how we do things around here? Oh, we got pain in there as well. Alright, then I'm gonna lay it on you one more time. The screaming truth of my soul. Alright. Well, you have talked so much that I have not remembered all of it. Let's see, what do we got? Yep, to the music storeroom you did wend. Death, truth is what you dread, hear me shred. From my spot from the storeroom, saw Albie creep into the treasure room. That work? I think that works out, yeah? Okay. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw Pot roll. After Albie he wins. May my girl and sweet, back by the storeroom, can't be beat. And out went the power, take it to midnight, blacker than blackest black, robbing all sight. Well, you were right by the breaker, so you tell me more about that. Where were you when the power outage occurred? Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune. Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at that time? The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway? You were waiting for Mr. Roll to come back from his patrol from the treasure room. Now that he discovered the treasure had been stolen, you were going to kill him. Lawyer man, just as always, so full of bull. Spewing noxious lies and pulling the wool. Filthy liar, through and through, and I ain't never ever gonna forgive you. Utter lies with no evidence, as always his claims are just tenuous. Hey, nice prosecutor, I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Someone stop their jam session, please. I only understood about half of what this guy is saying. I suppose I should press his statements, but I'm not really looking forward to it. Yeah. Let's see. To the music storeroom you did wend. Death, truth is what you dread, hear me shred. From responding from the storeroom, you saw Albie creep into the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw Pot roll. After Albie, he wins. Base of the stairs to the altar, yes. Well, you know, I really... Whoa! Oh. Ooh, almost dropped that. I really do hate to do this, but unfortunately, I am not feeling well. So I'm going to have to alter that title, because we're not making through it this entire chapter, clearly. So, I'm going to end things here. We're going to finish this tomorrow, I promise. And I'm going to do something to make up for having to end early. But with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. This has been Siku the Scuffed, and I am signing off.